Good morning, everybody. It's real early. It's about 6:30. Wanted to show you guys some of what's going on in my coop here. I did a video a while back around trying to keep the chickens from sleeping in the nesting boxes because they're pooping all in it and making a mess, and then the chickens won't lay eggs in there. Morning, Otis. So I just want to show you, how they're using the roost areas and what's going on. And a few of them here, they see my light, so they think it's morning and they're ready to go. You see that board I put down in there the last time we did the video about how to keep them out of the nesting boxes? Well, that works, keeps them out of it, but look how gross it is. They're laying all up on top of that thing now, which I don't mind that so much because they're not getting in the boxes, making a mess in there. And when the boxes are nasty, then the chickens won't lay eggs in them. They go find other places in the woods and whatever. But here's the roost bar that I made. You can see they're all piled up on the last couple at the top. I don't know what to make of all this light, so it's hard to see. I know this isn't the best video here and best lighting and all, but anyway, you can see they're all piled up there. I've got these roost bars here, and just a lot of them. So that's about 20 chickens in here. So what I'm going to do is do another set of roost bars somewhere else, maybe up in this corner here, something higher than this. That's the key right there. It's got to be higher than what this is, because they like that, because the ones that don't get to be up in here to get kicked out wind up sitting up on that thing. So, and remember, this is I made this so that we can open that up and let the chickens go in during the day, and then we close it at night so they won't go in. Well, look how gross that is. And that's just from a week. I scrape it every week. So got our mom and her little babies here. Anyway, we got room in here, so I'm thinking to close maybe this side in right here, put some wood up, make it a little darker, and then maybe I'll do another roost bar frame like this over here on this side. I got this one bar here and they sit on that, but not high enough. Maybe there's not enough roost space, so we'll work on that. So I decided what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to do a roost ladder on this side of the wall like I have on the other side of the wall. They seem to really like the top tiers of that, and they're making a huge mess on all the surfaces on the other side, like on top of the nest boxes and stuff that I don't want them to be on. It's making a gross mess. Again, the chickens aren't wanting to lay eggs in the nesting boxes, and there's poop all over the top of the thing. So I'm going to go ahead and do the roost bars here, and I think I'm going to go ahead and close in part of this wall right here to bring it in and kind of make it darker. They seem to like a darker corner, like this other side of this wall. I have a window about that high that that gives them some cross ventilation, and they seem to like that. But they're on the top couple of bars, and so if I put that here, I'm hoping that they will avoid standing on the wood over there where it's making a mess. Another problem I'm having is I've got only 4 boxes, and I've got 3 hens in there right now. I've got about a dozen laying hens, so they kind of compete when they're laying. It's not so bad now, but when 2 or 3 go broody at the same time, which it seems to be contagious, you never just get one. I've had 3 go broody in here, and then there's one box open, and all the other hens are fighting to get in that box, or they're fighting to get in with the broody hens, and you got to go pull out eggs that you don't want laying in there with the broody hens. Or generally what's happening is they're all laying out in the woods somewhere and you never get the eggs. So we'll build this on another video, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another 4 just like this on the side over here, and we'll just kind of expand that, build a hatch on the outside, and kind of make it match and make it a little pretty. We don't do a lot of Better Homes and Gardens looking stuff here, but it'll work. Alright, so the first part's going to be I just got to remove this old bar and get it out of the way. I know you think I'm a wimp, but that bar is covered in doo-doo. And that's just nasty. Alright, so I got all my measurements. I measured the other roost ladder in there because I want to try to make this one match that one. So I've got everything here. I'm going to go ahead and make all my measurements, all my cuts, and then we're going to assemble it all down here and hopefully 1 or 2 big pieces so we can get it all up there and put it in one unit. I think that'll be a lot easier than toting pieces back and forth and having to build where it's all dusty and uneven in the ground. Plus it's full of chicken crap, and that's just gross. You see, this is highly precision, right? Oh, these old knees, man. These projects get harder and harder. Well, I screwed up. Remember the part about measure twice, cut once? You guys notice anything different between these two boards right here? Well, these are 2x4s, right? Well, I grabbed them off of two different piles at the store, forgetting that there are 2x4 stud size, which are 92 inches, and then they're true 2x4x8, 8-footers, which is what I thought I was grabbing, which is 96 inches. So there you go, right? Measure twice, cut once. Well, I measured from one end, did all my cuts and everything, so all this is fine. This is just a few inches too long. So I'll just lop that off and move on. Again, it's a chicken coop. I don't think they care. It's a little embarrassing though. Little help here? Come on, give me a hand. Why don't you help me out? Oh, I got it. Alright, so I already put these lugs up here. I had a helper, she didn't want to be on camera. So I had to get these lugs up. Those are going to be like my pivots. I'm going to make a couple of pivot points here so we can lift this up out of the way like the other one so we can clean up from under it. A couple 3/8 lag bolts work pretty good as a hinge. I left these roost bars loose so that I could rotate them and level them with the ground. I want to tack them in here so that when the birds are on it, they're not going to spin around. They're going to have an amusement park ride all night long. Alright, so one of the only things left now is I pre-positioned this cross brace, and I'm going to put a sheet of plywood right here to kind of give them that little corner, little darkness area. And this isn't tacked in yet. I got it set about where I want it. So I'm going to put my plywood on the other side of that, and I'm going to screw it to these supports here, and there's some studs on the back side here that you can't see. But that should give me a little bit of wall, give them a little bit of darkness. Hopefully they'll take to this roost like they will the other side, and that should solve my problem with having them roosting on other places. They're pretty stubborn chickens. I might have wasted some money, but it looks cool. Oh, I forgot. Another good reason to have this wood right here. It's going to hide all this crap back here. If you guys have a coop or a barn, whatever the reason it is, I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm lazy. I don't know about anybody else. This is where I store all my junk. I got no sheds really to speak of, so I kind of hide it where it's strategic, where you can't see it from the house or from the road. That's my neighbor's yard. I don't really care. Hey, front for me, will you? All right. So I'm just going to lay this up in here right now, and I'm going to kind of line it up. I'm going to tack a couple screws in it, and then I'm going to start making my measurements and then cut the piece out that I want. Well, I'm done with this project, and it looks like it should work out pretty good. I did make this ladder like the other side so that I could pivot it up. Talked about that a little bit more, and just put a chain around it, hang it up. That way I can work underneath it if I have to clean the coop. If I use a rake, it's a real hassle to get in around these roosting bars. So this just makes everything a lot easier. I have both sides I can flip up like that now, so just the whole thing is a clear run when I want to clean. So I hope this did some good for you. I hope it helped somebody out. You know, if this is something that you want to do in your coop, if you have any questions, just send me a note. It's real easy. I think I spent about maybe 35 bucks today on the wood and a couple pieces of hardware, and that was about it. And the sheet plywood's about the most expensive piece. I think it was like 15 or 18 bucks. So that's 4 bars on here, and with both ladders in here now, I think I should be able to hold, you know, 40 or so chickens on here pretty comfortably, because I got 25 in here now, and they're doing okay. They're just, you know, kind of fighting for space. So this ought to help. I got a little extra wood left over, so I might put a couple extra roosts around the area here, you know, for daytime roosting or whatever. But at night, I found they really want to get packed into this darker corner. So this is what I got, and I'll let you know how it works out.